AITA for not assisting my dad and stepmom during her cancer treatment. My stepmom was diagnosed with cancer a few months ago. She's really sick, and she and my dad are struggling to keep everything going. They have 4 kids together under 8, and then there's me, 17M. I don't have a good relationship with them. I did until I was 6, but things changed. My mom died when I was a baby, and my dad met my stepmom when I was 2. I loved her and was close to her, but everything shifted when I was 6. My stepmom didn't want me to spend time with my mom's parents anymore. My grandparents were special to me. They were my connection to my mom, who was their only child. My dad disagreed with her, or so he said, but nothing changed. I loved spending one Saturday a month with them, but my stepmom was jealous. She wanted me to stop seeing them so I could be her son for real. She told me it made her sad when I left, and that they confused me about who my mom was, since I'd say I had 2 moms, one who lived with me and one I looked like. She sat me down and asked if I'd stop seeing my grandparents. I told her I didn't want her to be sad, but I loved them. After that, she changed completely. She stopped being affectionate, wouldn't pick me up from school or spend time with me, and became cold. If I went to hug her, she'd push me away. One day when we were alone because my dad had to work, I wanted to spend time with her. She told me I'd hurt her and she didn't want to spend time with me anymore. She said I wasn't her son and she wasn't my mom. I didn't fully understand what she meant, but I knew she didn't love me anymore. I cried, and my dad knew, but he stayed with her and told me it wouldn't be so bad. From then on, if my dad wasn't home, I stayed with a sitter or went to my grandparents. When my dad and stepmom had their first baby, she told people it was their first child and that they were first-time parents. My dad kind of corrected her, but not really. They took family photos without me, and she got mad anytime my dad brought me on vacations with them. If someone called her my mom or referred to me as her son, she'd lash out and say I wasn't good enough for her. Eventually, my dad's parents were cut off because they confronted her about it. She said if she wasn't good enough to be my only mom, then she wouldn't pretend to be anything. Now I stay as busy as I can, so I'm not home much, and that hasn't changed since she got sick, even when she was in the hospital. I'm angry at my dad for staying with her, having kids with her, and letting her treat me this way. I accepted a long time ago that he was more into being her husband than my dad. I'm just staying out of the way, saving up, and planning to leave when I graduate. My dad has asked for my help a few times, and both he and my stepmom have said I'm doing nothing to make this easier. She told me I clearly want her to die. I rolled my eyes at her. My dad told me it was wrong, that she could seriously die, and asked why I don't care. I told him it's not my problem because I'm not part of their family anymore. She made that clear. He said I could be angry at them and still help because it's the right thing to do. He brought up my half-siblings, saying they barely know me and that I could change things now. I told him nothing needs to change. He said I'm taking my anger out on everyone at the wrong time and pointed out how sick she's been. He emphasized that the doctors aren't sure her treatment will work and that she's already been hospitalized twice. He keeps saying we need to pull together, but I'm not helping anyone. AITA?